Good morning and welcome to Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings right here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. It is Thursday. Is it Thursday or is it Friday? It's Friday. I just wanted to make sure you were paying attention, Ed.
I am paying attention, Courtney.
It is Friday, March the 15th. Is that right?
Maybe.
My goodness, are we already halfway through this month?
Yeah.
Wow, how time flies when you're having fun, right?
That's what we're doing. We're having fun, right?
And of course, I have Ed Pyle with me here, the general manager of Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. So it's going to be a little rainy day, but that's okay because you have to test drive a car in every weather condition.
You do. You absolutely do. I mean, you know, the last couple of days have been very nice. People have been out running around, and I guess decided that it was time to buy cars. So, and then you asked people to come and buy new cars.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's been helpful.
Did anyone come in and ask for the discount?
We had one yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So we sold. I think it was a Challenger, Charger. It was a Charger that he come in and got. So
yeah,
that was nice. And we had some other customers that came in, and one of them was looking to possibly buy something for their grandson. He was getting ready to turn 16, so that's a good thing.
Nice.
And they're supposed to be back. So I mean, we had a lot of action yesterday. So I mean, that was a good day.
Good. Well, we thank you so much for coming by and giving this dealership a chance to earn your business. I know they work really hard to make sure that everyone has a great car buying experience, and not just in sales, but also in our service department here.
And they had another good day too yesterday. So I mean, there's actually, I mean, there's some excitement right now. So I mean, we don't want to get too excited, but I mean,
yes, we do.
It was there was some excitement. People coming in getting tires, which right now they're running that special buy three get one for free, basically free. I guess what was it, $1? I said
I think $1.
Whatever. It don't matter. I mean, and then also the diagnostic, 50% off of that, and then I mean just getting their car prepared to go on spring break. You evidently you guys are going on a nice tour today of the museum.
Oh,
spring break.
We're so excited.
And so people are getting ready to, I think, get out and enjoy this kind of stuff. Now today might not be the
ideal
cream of the crop, but I mean the last couple of days. I mean yesterday I think it got in the 80s. I mean that was
beautiful.
Oh, it was real nice. You could stand outside and feel the sun hitting you on the neck.
I was ready
a little bit
for
better
it.
than being in a coat and all that stuff, right? So
I prefer the warm weather. What about you?
I mean I do too. I mean, it's always better for business, better for people. Everybody likes to go out and walk around instead of being bundled up in a coat and freezing to death. I mean they're out there nice and warm. So hopefully we have a good weekend and we can top off a good week and then just keep pushing on. I mean that's what we're trying to do right now.
That's right. All right. Well, cool. So whether it's sales or service, come in, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of phone calls made today. So
there will.
With the weather like this, some great follow up and checking in on your customers, see how they're doing. Make sure to stay safe out there. I know we'll check in with Lacey and get the whole scoop of what's going on with weather. But again, there's never a bad time to take a test drive in a car because it's not always a sunshiny day when you're driving. So you want to see how your vehicle handles in every weather condition, and you don't have to worry about it because one of the sales consultants will bring that vehicle of choice. Yeah, we'll let them go out and get the vehicle and bring it up here to the VIP spot and walk you out with an umbrella.
That's right.
So test out those vehicles. Was there anything else going on this weekend?
I mean, not really. I mean, you got St. Patrick's Day. Was that Sunday?
Yeah, it's Sunday. Yeah,
so that'll be exciting. But I mean, we're gonna hopefully have a good weekend, and I think that going off some of the momentum for the week, I think that things are starting to get more interesting. I mean, and we got 5 more pre-owned vehicles in yesterday. So I mean, the inventory keeps coming in.
Nice.
I'm going to go in there and look today to see if there's something out there that might pique our interest as far as purchasing. We've got a lot of new cars sitting out there on the lot that we have a lot of inventory, and then 40 different locations. There's really not a vehicle that we can't get. I mean, they sold 2 this week that we went to Florida to switch out, with another dealer, and then we went to, I don't remember. It might be either somewhere here, and it don't make no difference. We went somewhere else. It wasn't on our lot. So I mean, anyway, we can always find other vehicles with other dealers. So I mean, if there's a vehicle out there that you specifically want and you don't see it on our lot, we can get that.
That's right, and you can go to the auction and check out vehicles for people, so definitely give them a shot. If you don't see it when you're riding through the lot, don't worry, because it can be located. Absolutely. All right, well, cool. So we want to invite you in for this weekend to come by and check out what this dealership has to offer as far as sales and service and friendly faces, and to say hello. And if you know someone who is looking for a new or a pre-owned vehicle, Ed would love to pay you for sending them our way.
We would.
So just download that Bird Dog Club app. There should be a QR code there right on your screen. You can also give them a call and ask about the Bird Dog Club, and one of the sales professionals would be happy to get you registered. And it's a way for you to send referrals and for them to thank you for that by sending you what starts at $100.
Right.
So if you want to put $100 in your pocket and you want to help somebody get a great car buying experience, make sure to download that Bird Dog Club app. And if you just want to send them here because you just want to, then that's okay. We'll make a donation in your name to the charity of your choice, right? So we want to pay our community for the referrals, and we really appreciate them.
Yeah, we absolutely do.
All right, so today we have a lot of fun in the house. We have got our friend Sarah Woolmaker from the Anniston Museum and Gardens, and I call her my niece. She's basically my niece, my best friend's daughter, Stella. She is in the house as well, and so we are going to get to talk all things reptiles today.
So you're going to get some interesting people in here.
Yeah, well, you're welcome to stay. What do you think about snakes? Would you want to hold one?
I mean, I'm not scared of them, but I mean, I don't know if that's my forte.
What about alligators?
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I've never held one, but I mean,
well, you can today.
I know, that's what you said.
You get to. You can hold an alligator today, Ed. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, it's exciting.
I'm excited too. So let's go ahead and get this commercial break going, so we can get the animals over here. We're going to check in with Lacey Klontz with your local area weather, and hear a few words from some of our additional sponsors. We want to thank Joe Bell Coffee and Dunkin' Donuts, and we will be right back with the Anniston Museum and Gardens. So stay tuned. You're watching Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings right here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
Good morning, everyone. Today temperatures are getting up to 74 degrees, and we will have an 80% chance of rain. And then the low tonight is getting down to 57. Now tomorrow we're only seeing a 20% chance of rain, but a high of 72 and a low of 51. And then on Sunday, a slightly bigger chance of rain, 40%, and with a high of 69 and a low of 43. So everyone be prepared and have a great weekend. I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV24 weather.
General Manager at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Ed, why should someone stop by here when they are looking to make a car purchase?
To give us the opportunity to show you the new management team here at Greenway, and also give you the opportunity to meet some of the sales associates that we have. Experience maybe something with the service department. Also, we have a large parts department. We have a lot of different things here at Greenway that we can offer. Come see us today at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Parents, I have something that'll teach your child how to follow directions and finish what they start. I'm talking about STEM. That's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now we're having a free STEM extravaganza on Saturday, April 20th at the City Meeting Center in Anniston. Registration is free at academics.com. It's going to be STEM-tastic.
At Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
Hey everybody, this is Roper & Son Septic Service. I'm Ashley Roper, this is my dad Dwight Roper, and this is Mr. Phil Wiggins. And we're licensed and insured for pumping and for installing. If you can't use, you can. Let Ashley Roper be your septic tank man. Y'all have a blessed day.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your WEAC TV24 and the Mountain 95 Second News Update. Alabama Secretary of State Wes Allen testified before the United States Senate on the crucial topic of election administration and integrity. This significant hearing provided an opportunity for Secretary Allen to address pertinent issues and respond to inquiries from members of the Senate committee. Secretary Allen candidly stated that election officials do not have readily available means to verify citizenship. He highlighted an instance where Alabama sought access to a list of non-citizens from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services to cross-check voter registration records, but was denied access to this information by the federal government. Secretary Allen expressed concern over the lack of effective measures to verify citizenship, particularly in light of ongoing challenges at the southern border. The hearing provided valuable insights into the complexity surrounding election administration and integrity, highlighting the need for constructive dialogue and potential policy reforms. On Tuesday, the House banned the legislation that could ban TikTok. U.S. Representative Barry Moore of Enterprise was the lone no vote from Alabama on the legislation. Supporters of the bill said TikTok's ownership is linked to the Chinese Communist Party and that the legislation is necessary to safeguard the United States' national security. Opponents of the measure warned that the bill would infringe on Americans' free speech rights. The vote was 352 to 65, with one House member voting present. The bill now heads to the Senate for its consideration. And in sports, Bo Jackson, former All-Star left fielder and Auburn legend, will enter his second Hall of Fame of his storied but short career when the Kansas City Royals immortalize him on June 29th. The Royals announced the news on Wednesday, and the ceremony will take place ahead of the Kansas City's game versus the Cleveland Guardians. Congratulations, Bo Jackson. Tune in to WEAC TV24 tonight for more local news at 5. For WEAC TV24 and the Mountain 95.1, I'm Lacey Klontz.
Welcome back to Ride and Shine, cruising mornings right here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Quintard Avenue in Anniston, Alabama. Today is Friday, March 15th, and we have the Anniston Museum and Gardens in the house with us, along with our friend Stella. So Sarah Woolmaker, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
How's it going?
It is a great day.
And then I didn't introduce our other friend, Babette.
Babette the ball python, yes.
She is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. She was donated to us, and she's in our ambassador program.
Okay.
So she's one of our educators at the museum now.
All right. Hey, Sarah, I'm going to fix your microphone a little bit so we can make sure to hear all the words you're saying.
Perfect.
And so we have Stella also. Stella is like a niece to me. You basically think of me as Aunt Coco, right? That's my niece, my aunt name. But Stella has been very interested in all things reptiles. Tell us about that, Stella. When did you start loving reptiles?
So before bed, I like to watch a show called Snake Discovery that tells all about snakes and all of these other kind of cool reptiles.
Yeah. What's your favorite reptile?
My favorite reptile is probably I don't know what kind of reptile it is, but I technically personally say it as a Gila monster.
A Gila monster. And what type of reptile is that?
It has a blue tongue.
It has
kind of like a salamander?
No, it's not a salamander.
Is it kind of like an iguana?
Probably.
Because when I said
Gila? Yes, the Gila monster. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those guys are super cool. They're black with like bumps on them, right?
Well, not the black bumps.
Okay.
They have like they have like scales like the snake.
Okay, very cool, very cool. That's an excellent reptile to love.
So you've been watching a lot of this on television, and now we're actually going to be up close and personal. How does this feel?
Really exciting.
Really
Good,
exciting.
I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad you're excited.
So Babette, so tell us about, do you know about snakes? I was asking Stella last night, I said, how do you tell if a snake is poisonous or not?
Well, if a snake is poisonous, it has a triangled head, kind of like the rattlesnake. If you get up close to the rattlesnake, you can tell it kind of has a triangle head, and that means it's poisonous. Like there's a hognose snake. It has a little in nose where if it bites you, you won't have to go to the hospital. You can pull the nose off and it comes off of you quick.
So can I tell you a couple other things about snakes like that? Okay. So one thing is when you talk about snakes, you don't want to say they're poisonous. Poisonous is something you get sick when you ingest it. So they're venomous, right? Because they're biting you. So we have venomous snakes. Do you know how many venomous snakes we have in Alabama?
No. I know we have a rattlesnake.
We have 6. There's 4 different types of rattlesnakes.
Copperhead, and other.
Yeah, there's 4 different types of rattlesnakes. Now around here, like in our county area, you're going to be looking at, you have the timber rattlesnake, you have the pygmy rattlesnake, which is looks like a miniature one. We have the copperhead, and then the cottonmouth. Yeah, absolutely. Or the water moccasin. Some folks call it that too, right?
Ooh, yeah.
But all of the ones in Alabama, they're pit vipers, so they have that triangular shaped head. But if you go outside of like the southeast or outside of Alabama, you can't always identify a venomous snake with that triangular shaped head. So that's one thing to remember. If you travel around, if you're going to be out there exploring, check on those areas and see if there's any other tips you can learn. Because that's a good one for our area, though.
If you know you are around a venomous one, there's this a snake stick that you can pick up their head with so you don't get bit.
So yeah, you need to use hooks.
Yes.
Yeah, you never want to use your hands with a venomous snake. Absolutely. And there's an organization here in Calhoun County that helps you remove snakes from your house, venomous snakes and things like that. So we do have a volunteer group that will do that for you, which I think is great because a lot of folks, they may not understand snakes, and a lot of times when we don't understand something, we get scared or nervous about it. So what you're doing is wonderful because that's what we do at the museum. Our goal is to educate, and if we can educate you, maybe you won't be as scared, or you might actually get passionate about it, and maybe you want to share it with other people, right?
And I think that's what's so exciting about Stella. What is it? How does it feel to have such a young person be so interested in reptiles?
It's the best because we could probably talk all day about reptiles, couldn't we? Absolutely.
And you could learn so much, and Stella loves to learn.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
My dad said he would take me to Minnesota where Snake Discovery's museum is.
That would be awesome. I know you would have a lot of fun there for sure.
How many snakes do you have at the museum?
So with the Anniston Museum of Natural History, we have we have 4 that's on permanent display. So we have a copperhead and a rattlesnake on display, and then a timber rattlesnake, and then we have the corn snake and rat snake on display. But in our live animal building, where we keep our ambassadors that go to come see you guys, to libraries, to schools, to presentations and things like that, we have maybe 10, I think, at this time.
Oh, okay.
So we do have a great education team who we all love reptiles. So I find that even if you don't like them, you're curious, you're interested. It's a conversation topic, so we can always find a way to have the conversation, whether it's about identification or safety or just something really cool that you want to share, right? Absolutely.
And we're looking forward to getting to visit the
We'd
museum.
love to have you, for sure,
That's on our list of things to do today, isn't it? So we're going to go and find out some more. So tell us about Babette here. So she's not venomous.
Yes, she's not venomous.
Okay.
She is native to Africa. So if you find this girl outside, somebody has lost their pet. So she's not supposed to be out here in Alabama. She does they get their name because they're notorious for balling up like this. She'll even bundle into herself here. But she does have some beautiful scales so we were talking about this earlier. When you pet a snake, you always want to use 2 fingers, right? And that's just kind of to get you started in case the snake needs an introduction. And you want to move from head to tail. You want to show them how to do it? Perfect, just like that. Because a lot of snakes, there's different types of scales, but if you go backward, you can actually pull up the scales depending on the type.
And can that hurt them? Do they feel pain?
It's kind of like peeling your fingertips back.
Oh, no.
That's the way that we think of it. It's just the wrong direction to pull. So we always want to go from head to tail. But she's a carnivore. She eats rats and mice. Now they're really common. Ball pythons in general are really common in the pet trade. So one thing that we always talk about these guys is they're a commitment. You're going to have them longer than a cat or a dog. Snakes can live over 20 years.
Oh wow!
So keep that in mind. It's not something just to have for a couple of years. And if you do, have a plan of where's it going to go next. Because you want to make sure that care is there. Reptiles, they can't tell you how they're feeling. They're not going to tell you if they're in pain or if they're tired or cranky. I mean, the most they can do, maybe they'll hiss or they might strike if they're in stress mode. But they can't communicate the same way maybe a cat or a dog would. So making sure you have their environment really quite well with their humidity or their mulch or whatever their bedding or substrate is in the enclosure, that's really important. Water so they can soak, but fresh water to drink too. And these guys are notorious for going off feeding. So we get a lot of phone calls of folks that have pet ball pythons and they say, my snake hasn't fed in a month, what do I do? And they do that. They can just be picky eaters. They can decide they only want to eat mice, or they only want to eat rats, or they only want to eat this white one, or they only, they don't want to eat for a month, but next month they're going to eat 3 times. So just kind of getting to know the behaviors of your snake. And they all do have their own behaviors, which is pretty funny.
So if somebody does have questions, that was a question I had, they can call you for advice.
Absolutely. We love talking about these guys. So whether it's something you found in your yard or something, that you've been researching, we do have the collections department too. So we have some really knowledge. I mean, our curator's been with us for almost 30 years now.
Oh, wow.
And he's worked in education and in the collections department. So he's a great wealth of knowledge. Especially, we get a lot of rocks and mineral questions. And he is incredible because he can pick up a rock and just feel it and be like, okay, that's this.
Oh, wow.
And so he's very knowledgeable, but we're a great resource for that.
When some snakes are ready to
so
strike,
beautiful.
don't they get into like a S shape kind
They
of?
can, yeah, they can. They don't necessarily have to, but they can.
So most of the time a rattlesnake, so it's not when it's like trying to strike.
If they're focusing on something, for sure.
Try to focus on their food.
Yeah, did you know rattlesnakes, if they get threatened, they don't have to rattle before they strike. They can just strike. So it's always good to listen for that. We do, like I said, we do have rattlesnakes around here. So it's good to know what that sounds like, but they don't have to rattle they don't have to warn you before they strike.
They just might. And that might, if you're out hiking, what are some things that people should be aware of if they go in and want to enjoy
Stay on the trail. That is the best thing I can say, because if you're on the trail and then you see these guys our natives are so well camouflaged, and they're supposed to be, this is how they were created. And I've heard of folks, they'll go on Coldwater Mountain and they'll go biking and they can hear rattlesnakes when they zoom on down these trails. Stay on the trails, learn to identify. We have almost 50 different species of snakes in our state. That's a lot. You might not be able to learn all of them. A lot of them look really similar, but if you can learn how to identify those venomous ones, like you were talking about with that triangular head and thing, then that might help you say, okay, that one looks dangerous, I'm going to keep my distance. And that's the best thing. If you don't know what it is, just leave it. That is the best advice we can give. And if you do get bitten by a snake, and if it's a venomous snake and they have envenomated you, then you're going to feel it. There's not going to be any, I'm not sure. You're going to know. There's going to be that burning fire sensation, and you need to go to a hospital. Exactly. Yeah. Your awesome immune system is not going to be able to fight that on its own. But if it's a non-venomous snake, I describe it as like a cat bite, because it's typically quick, and it's not going to, it probably will bleed. They have really tiny, sharp teeth.
Snakes don't. Rat snakes, like when a rat snake bites you, they're probably like a cat, like you said.
Right, yeah, it's not going to have any of that burning. They're not venomous. So, but yeah, if you don't know, it's always best. Just go to the hospital and have it checked. They can tell you. Don't worry about, a lot of folks we hear, they get so focused on, I need to be able to identify this snake when I get there. There's not a lot of different types of antivenom out there that they're going to treat you with. So if you don't know what it is, don't slow down going to the hospital. Just go ahead and go and say, hey, I was bitten. This is my location. And they'll take it. Don't suck the venom. I think we've all learned that at this point. Don't suck the venom out, you know.
Just get to
don't tourniquet it. Just try to stay just try to stay as calm as possible, because, you know, your heart's, if it beats faster and faster, don't run there, you know. If you start running there, your heart's going to pump faster, and then the venom can spread faster than
What's
that.
the time frame that you have, like an estimated time frame?
I don't know that answer because it varies on the bite and the person.
So
you know,
just try
if
to
a
stay
toddler gets
calm
bitten versus an adult, it varies. So just try to stay calm and just get to the hospital. Yeah.
And snakes are good to have. Go ahead, Stella. I want you to talk.
There is another person I watch. His name is Coyote Peterson, and he goes out in the wild. But he has all this safe stuff, and he likes to catch snakes. But he carries tubes with him because he's catched a temper rattlesnake before, and he slides the head in the tube.
Absolutely.
And so it doesn't bite you. But they also try to milk the snake sometimes.
So we have an event every summer called Herpfest, and it's all about the celebration of reptiles and amphibians. The study of reptiles is called herpetology, and we have had a group come, and they have tubed a rattlesnake in the past, so that we can people were able to come and pet the bottom half of it and touch a timber rattlesnake. And so it's really cool. It's not something that you do repeatedly or too often, because you don't want to cause a snake stress. But it's a really cool process, and you just basically you offer the tube. It's not like you're just shoving it on their head. You offer it to them, and they make their way through, and then you just push further, so that way it stays snug. It's a really cool thing to see, though.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of benefits to having snakes around. I think some people are like so scared. Well, if I see a snake, I'm gonna.
The only good snake's a dead snake.
Yeah,
that's what we hear a lot.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's not true.
Yeah,
is it?
we have to have them in our environment. You know, I mean, our native snakes, they're natural pest control, and they keep everything in order. The food chain is important, and they're wonderful. They're really cool guys to have and learn. And if you don't want to have one, that's no big deal to me. You know, if you don't want to touch it, that's no big deal to me. We just want you to learn to respect them and understand their purpose. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's so important. Let's all make sure that we are respecting and learning. If you want to get educated on anything about snakes, please give the Anniston Museum and Gardens a call and take a class, go through, learn about it, because they are here and they need to be here.
And they're waking up.
And
It's spring.
Yes, it's spring. So make sure to stay educated. Well, we've got to take a quick break right now, but when we come back, we have a few other little friends to visit with us. So stay tuned. You're watching Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings right here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting up to 74 degrees, and we will have an 80% chance of rain. And then the low tonight is getting down to 57. Now, tomorrow, we're only seeing a 20% chance of rain, but a high of 72 and a low of 51. And then on Sunday, a slightly bigger chance of rain, 40%, and with a high of 69 and a low of 43. So, everyone, be prepared and have a great weekend. I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV24 weather.
Hey everyone, I am here with Ed Pyle, General Manager at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Ed, why should someone stop by here when they are looking to make a car purchase?
To give us the opportunity to show you the new management team here at Greenway, and also give you the opportunity to meet some of the sales associates that we have, experience maybe something with the service department. Also, we have a large parts department. We have a lot of different things here at Greenway that we can offer. Come see us today at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Hi, Jake, Regional Vice President of LSI Staffing. LSI Staffing is a privately owned and family-operated business that was established in 1986. We specialize in commercial, light industrial staffing, warehouse, manufacturing, production, and assembly. If you're a company in the area looking for a new staffing partner, we'd love to talk to you. If you're an employee looking for a great job that offers benefits day one and competitive pay, come see us. Once again, you can find us at www.lsistaffing.com.
You need strength, resilience, and hope to face life challenges. And I found all three at Gaston State Community College. I'm Jada Pickens, an office administration student at Gaston State's Ayers campus in Anniston. Along with attending classes, I work full-time. Life is very demanding. There's a real sense of support at Gaston State. The faculty and staff care about us as individuals and want us to thrive in the classroom and in life. Thank you, Gaston State, for giving me the wings to fly to new, unexpected heights.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your WEAC TV24 and the Mountain 95 Second News Update. Alabama Secretary of State Wes Allen testified before the United States Senate on the crucial topic of election administration and integrity. This significant hearing provided an opportunity for Secretary Allen to address pertinent issues and respond to inquiries from members of the Senate committee. Secretary Allen candidly stated that election officials do not have readily available means to verify citizenship. He highlighted an instance where Alabama sought access to a list of non-citizens from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services to cross-check voter registration records, but was denied access to this information by the federal government. Secretary Allen expressed concern over the lack of effective measures to verify citizenship, particularly in light of ongoing challenges at the southern border. The hearing provided valuable insights into the complexities surrounding election administration and integrity, highlighting the need for constructive dialogue and potential policy reforms. On Tuesday, the House banned the legislation that could ban TikTok. U.S. Representative Barry Moore of Enterprise was the lone no vote from Alabama on the legislation. Supporters of the bill said TikTok's ownership is linked to the Chinese Communist Party and that the legislation is necessary to safeguard the United States' national security. Opponents of the measure warned that the bill would infringe on Americans' free speech rights. The vote was 352 to 65, with one House member voting present. The bill now heads to the Senate for its consideration. And in sports, Bo Jackson, former All-Star left fielder and Auburn legend, will enter his second Hall of Fame of his storied but short career when the Kansas City Royals immortalize him on June 29th. The Royals announced the news on Wednesday, and the ceremony will take place ahead of the Kansas City's game versus the Cleveland Guardians. Congratulations, Bo Jackson. Tune in to WEAC TV24 tonight for more local news at 5. For WEAC TV24 and the Mountain 95.1, I'm Lacey Klontz.
Welcome back to Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings right here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston. Today we have our special guest in, Sarah Woolmaker with the Anniston Museum and Gardens, and Stella, who is a reptile enthusiast, and she's wanting to learn all things about reptiles and nature, and we have Tank with us now. So Sarah, tell us about Tank.
So Tank is our gopher tortoise, and gopher tortoises are endangered, so they are protected by our state and federally. And they're located in southern Alabama, Georgia, and then throughout Florida. So this guy or lady here, Tank, she's been with us since the 90s.
Oh, wow.
So they do have a nice long lifespan, and she gets her name Honest. If she's on a mission, she will keep on going until she gets there. As you can see, she's a determined turtle here.
She's looking for food.
She is seeking her breakfast.
She's
and
hungry.
if you have colored toenails on, she may mistake that for potentially some fruit. So use caution with those red toenails or fingernails.
Is it red in particular?
Red or just any bright colors.
Purple?
Yeah, she's curious of it. So she does love her fruits and veggies. She gets a salad every day. So
nice. Healthy diet.
Absolutely.
She already ate today.
She hasn't. I woke her up, so once I put her in her carrier to get here, that's why you guys might have noticed there was some bumping around behind us, and it was Tanker here, ready to bust out of the carrier and come on out and say hello this morning.
Well, you'll have to give her a little extra breakfast this morning.
She's earned it. She's earned it.
She has earned it.
How do you tell if they're a girl or a boy?
So some of your species, they're going to have different sizes or shaped shells. We used to have another one named Gogo who had a smaller shell, and he had more of a concave. Right here, let me pick you up here. So you have your carapace is the top of their shell and the plastron is underneath. So the plastron was more concave. It was curved inward, okay? And males are going to be curved inward and females are going to be more flat. So that's going to be, but there's like your box turtles, they have a hinged shell, and so they can actually come into their shell and close it behind them, basically like closing their door. And those guys, some folks say you tell them by their eye color, so it depends on the species as how you tell. Sea turtles, males will have really long tails, like they'll be coming out to about here, you know, where females will have really short tails. So it just depends on the species. Oh.
There's the rain. Yeah, everyone be safe out there. It's around 8 o'clock, so a lot of people are about to be on the road. So make sure to leave yourself plenty of time this morning for safety. Wow. So okay. So does Tank like to be in the water or like to be dry?
Tank is a tortoise. Okay. So all tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises.
Okay.
Say that 5 times fast, right?
What did she say, Stella? All turtles are
tortoises.
All tortoises
are turtles, but turtles are not all tortoises.
All tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises, because your tortoises are the ones that stay on land. So if you see somebody like this, you should be in southern Alabama, and they're kind of few and far between. We're working on making a comeback.
Yeah.
Their environment has been taken away, so they're found in the longleaf pine forest, which has been drastically cut. Therefore, so have they. But they're a keystone species. They're super important because they dig these massive burrows. So think of like a secret passage. They dig it underground, and it can be 40 feet long and 10 feet deep, and they're creating a habitat for up to 200 different species that could live in those gopher tortoise burrows. And they don't just dig one and then stay in it forever. They dig one, then they say, okay, I want to move. We're going to go to Georgia now, and they'll move on over and they'll dig another one.
Kind of like moving homes.
Exactly, same idea. So they're really important, so we're trying to bring them back.
What are the efforts in doing that?
There's different organizations. I mean, it all starts with your habitat. You know, you've got to have the habitat in order to create the space for these guys. So those longleaf pines, they have more of your sandy soil, so they couldn't start digging in our dark red clay we have up north, which is why you find them usually further south. But they also have a close relationship with your indigo snake, and there's a lot of the Auburn University's doing a lot with your indigo snake, trying to bring them back too.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever heard of an indigo snake?
Yes, I think Snake Discovery has.
Very good. So the eastern indigo snake is the largest native snake in North America. Yes, they're black, and they're so black they look blue sometimes.
Yeah.
They can get up to 8 feet long.
On camera,
but they go in these burrows
when
too.
Snake Discovery films their indigo snakes having babies sometimes, the snake is like so blue. I'm like, is that blue or black?
Exactly. Wow. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. But there's a lot of efforts into the whole, basically the entire environment going on there. And there are several key species that are important to making it happen.
I have noticed this hole here.
Right here. So that was definitely drilled on her. We received her from in the 90s. So Fish and Wildlife brought her to us because, as you can see, she's not exactly skittish around people. And she's been doing programs since then. But somebody had drilled that hole and there was a string attached. So she gets her name on it, says Tank. She busted out and she said, I'm on a roll to living the best life ever.
No strings on me.
Exactly. No strings on me. And so she's been educating since the 90s at the Anniston Museum.
What is the lifespan of it?
I never remember, to be honest with you. I feel like I've had some folks that tell me that they've had them for 60 years, but I feel like they can live longer than that. So it all depends. So in captivity, it's different than when they're in the wild, because in the wild they're on their own. They have to find their own food resources. They have to and a wild animal is not the way that It's like scientifically you look at it, an animal is not successful until their offspring have offspring. So until they have great-grandchildren, basically.
Does Tank have great-grandchildren?
No, but, not that I know of. I don't know.
Okay.
She was an adult when she came, so she could somewhere out there. There could be some Tank Juniors or something out there, but since she's in with us, we have not, she's not in like a breeding program or anything like that. So.
Well, Stella, what other questions do you have about Tank?
Well, why are her front toes kind of so long
and wide?
Yeah, why are these?
So let's show her hind legs here. So these back legs are like stumps or elephant feet, okay? They're really strong and sturdy. And then the front, they're shaped like shovels. And so she has those long, gnarly toenails. She looks like she could use a pedicure. Because remember I said she digs those burrows? Yeah. So she's got to have those shovels in the front to dig, and then her back legs are to hold her steady to keep on going.
So she can do this.
Exactly.
Do you groom her? Do you do her toenails?
She goes on walks at the museum.
Okay, so that kind of takes care of it.
On a warm day, like 75 degrees or higher, you might see her out on, and it's pretty cute. She'll stay on the sidewalks. And so she'll just keep on slow and steady, keep on going. And you'll see an educator out with her.
And that'll help file the nails
back. It files it down a little bit, just like some dogs, they can do that from walking out on the pavement and things.
Do you ever walk her?
I have walked her, yeah, absolutely, I have walked her. But we have a really good team, so and even volunteers. So when you turn 14, you become volunteer with us at the museum, and you could be a turtle walker.
Does she know anybody other than you?
So she knows the team, yeah. We have an education director, her name is Amy Gray. We have our interpreters, we have Mary Ellen, Michaela, and Chloe. We've had previous people in education that she would know, but I think she really knows her food bowl.
That's her favorite
she knows
fruit.
sunshine, and she loves dandelions, so she's very food motivated. But she'll do laps around our animal building, and when she gets outside, once she gets settled down, we know, okay, you're ready to rest now.
So what's the fastest speed they go?
Oh, I think you're looking at it right here. Yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly. You know, she's not in a hurry, but she is determined. So.
Yeah. To get where she wants to go.
Exactly.
She's just walking. She wants to fall off the edge.
She doesn't want to fall off the edge, but she doesn't know that that doesn't keep going.
If she was there, I bet she would.
If you notice, when she gets to the edge, she stops, and that's when she starts to slide over. So there's something going on in that big brain of hers.
And the big brain. Do turtles have big brains?
Not really. Not really.
I thought maybe they were.
No.
Okay.
I worked with a loggerhead sea turtle one time, and so loggerheads are like, you're looking at about 400 pounds, and their brain was the size of a peanut.
Oh, wow.
So in reference, not the biggest brain. A lot of instinct going on here, okay? But she can problem solve if she wants to. You know, she saw the edge, so she turns.
Yeah, she stopped. Well, she is precious. We just loved getting to know you, Tank. And it's time for us to take another quick break, and we're going to get another one of our friends out and see what else we have here with us.
Meet somebody else now?
Are you ready to meet somebody else? Okay, so we're going to go take a quick break and let Tank go back and hopefully give her some food soon.
Yeah, she'll get her a little snack because she's been so
she'll
good.
Have a brunch. Yes, she has been so good. Thank you so much, Tank. And thank you for tuning in this morning. We'll be right back. You're watching Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings right here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting up to 74 degrees, and we will have an 80% chance of rain. And then the low tonight is getting down to 57. Now, tomorrow, we're only seeing a 20% chance of rain, but a high of 72 and a low of 51. And then on Sunday, a slightly bigger chance of rain, 40%, and with a high of 69 and a low of 43. So, everyone, be prepared and have a great weekend. I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV24 weather.
Hey everyone, I am here with Ed Pyle, General Manager at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Ed, why should someone stop by here when they are looking to make a car purchase?
To give us the opportunity to show you the new management team here at Greenway, and also give you the opportunity to meet some of the sales associates that we have. Experience maybe something with the service department. Also, we have a large parts department. We have a lot of different things here at Greenway that we can offer. Come see us today at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Gardens on Air is a unique farm right here in East Central Alabama, family owned and operated since 2010. It is the state's largest indoor hydroponic farm. Gardens on Air's goal is to feed, educate, and be immersed in the community they are located in. They want to teach people what it truly means to eat local and support local. Gardens on Air, located in Hopes Bluff, Alabama.
Hello everybody, Scoot from Hooligan Harley, your one-stop shop for all your motorcycle needs, ranging anywhere from our new and pre-owned motorcycle inventory, all the parts and accessories you could ever ask for in our parts department, all the gear you could ever need while riding in our motor clothes department, and of course our award-winning service department. Don't forget to check out our events tab on our website to keep up with everything we got going on. And remember guys, if nobody has it, Hooligan has it. I'll see you soon.
Barrett Body Shop has been providing honest and quality collision repair services to the residents of Calhoun County since the year 2000. We take great pride in the quality of the work we produce and go the extra mile to ensure quality and safety of the repair work on your vehicle. With over 40 years of experience, Philip Barrett and our staff will restore your vehicle to its pre-accident condition while working with your insurance provider and helping you every step of the way. Barrett Body Shop is a strong supporter of many churches, schools, and youth activities. We consider it an honor to give back to our community and maintain a relationship with our customers. Come and let us provide you with a free estimate today.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your WEAC TV24 and the Mountain 95 Second News Update. Alabama Secretary of State Wes Allen testified before the United States Senate on the crucial topic of election administration and integrity. This significant hearing provided an opportunity for Secretary Allen to address pertinent issues and respond to inquiries from members of the Senate committee. Secretary Allen candidly stated that election officials do not have readily available means to verify citizenship. He highlighted an instance where Alabama sought access to a list of non-citizens from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services to cross-check voter registration records, but was denied access to this information by the federal government. Secretary Allen expressed concern over the lack of effective measures to verify citizenship, particularly in light of ongoing challenges at the southern border. The hearing provided valuable insights into the complexities surrounding election administration and integrity, highlighting the need for constructive dialogue and potential policy reforms. On Tuesday, the House banned the legislation that could ban TikTok. U.S. Representative Barry Moore of Enterprise was the lone no vote from Alabama on the legislation. Supporters of the bill said TikTok's ownership is linked to the Chinese Communist Party and that the legislation is necessary to safeguard the United States' national security. Opponents of the measure warned that the bill would infringe on Americans' free speech rights. The vote was 352 to 65, with one House member voting present. The bill now heads to the Senate for its consideration. And in sports, Bo Jackson, former All-Star left fielder and Auburn legend, will enter his second Hall of Fame of his storied but short career when the Kansas City Royals immortalize him on June 29th. The Royals announced the news on Wednesday, and the ceremony will take place ahead of the Kansas City's game versus the Cleveland Guardians. Congratulations, Bo Jackson. Tune in to WEAC TV24 tonight for more local news at 5. For WEAC TV24 and the Mountain 95.1, I'm Lacey Klontz.
Welcome back to Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings right here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston. We have our friends from Anniston Museum and Gardens, our friend Sarah Woolmaker, and Stella here, who is a reptile enthusiast. She's getting excited about learning about all things reptiles. And so now we have another friend with us. Who is this?
This is Irwin the American alligator.
Irwin.
Oh,
Irwin, great
the
name.
American alligator, absolutely. Irwin can say hello sometimes. Let's see.
Hi,
He may wave at you a little bit. He may wave at you a little bit. Irwin's pretty cold this morning, so he's going to get settled in my arms over here.
He is so handsome.
He's gorgeous,
he
right?
He really
Absolutely.
is. Those eyes.
Absolutely. We don't talk about boots around this guy, but he is gorgeous.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. So how long have you had Irwin?
So Irwin has been with us in our ambassador program for, I want to say 2 years or just about 2 years now. We have a really great relationship with an organization in southern Alabama called Alligator Alley. And what we do is we have permits for, so they are protected, and so we have to have permits in order to have an alligator in our collection. And we have a permit for one, and so we go down and we exchange the larger alligator for a hatchling. So we get into communication with Alligator Alley and say, hey, Irwin's getting a bit big for us. Is it possible, do you have any hatchlings coming up? And typically in the warmer weather, up until maybe September or so, may contact us and say, hey, I just had a set of whatever, however many hatchlings, come on down and we can swap. So yeah, we've had them for about 2 years. Before this guy, we had Rosie, and she had almost like that red dirt hue to her. Really, really pretty alligator. Very much an alligator, a great alligator attitude, if you will. And then we had Scooter for many years before that. For as long as I've been there, we've had alligators before that, though.
I'm sure you miss them when they go, but do you get to go visit them at Alligator Alley?
So once they're in that pond, you really don't know which one is which.
Yeah, it's hard to keep
They put them in pools, and so it depends on their size or age as to which pool they go into. But it is really cool just to release them in there and just see the dynamics of them welcoming another alligator, of like, oh, get out of the way, this guy's coming. So,
so they're pretty welcoming?
They just kind of scooch over, or this one just plows right on in, like, no, I'm going to the water, I'm going to the shade. So yeah, it's very neat to see them, just all of them together and how they interact. So.
But I know you have to miss them. I'm sure you bond with them.
So I don't know if the alligator bonds with us, but we do bond with the alligator, and we do miss them. Yeah, we talk about them, we remember who they were, and they do have different personalities. Like I said, Rosie was an excellent alligator. She was a beautiful representation of it. She always talked to you. She would hiss at you. She had lots of opinions.
Oh, okay.
This one's pretty quiet. He likes to think he's big and bad when he's in his enclosure, and then once you pull him out, he just kind of looks at you like, okay, let's do it again. So he becomes pretty submissive.
He's so cute. Stella, what questions do you have?
So is Urban a girl or a boy?
I do not know. So we did not sex the alligator before we got it, and they don't always sex them when they have them in Alligator Alley. So that one I'm not sure. I do know that when you have a lot of reptiles, like turtles, for example, when they build their nest and they cover it up with, like these guys, they'll create a nest out of vegetation. And one thing we remember is that it's the temperature that determines the sex of the reptiles. So you have cool dudes and hot chicks. So you have cold temperatures, you get males, and warm temperatures, you get females.
So is this probably a male?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you where his egg was in the grand scheme of things. But at Alligator Alley, they do have a beautiful swamp where they have large adult alligators up to 13 feet long, and they breed on their own. And so he goes out kind of like what Lake Gunnersville does with their Eagle Awareness program. They determine where the nests are, and they just keep an eye on them, and then they'll go in and get to the hatchlings and separate them so that they can kind of help them grow up and keep them in the size groups of the other ages of the alligators. So I'm not quite sure how old.
That's
good question, though.
Yes, it is so interesting. Now, one of the things we talked about with the alligator, this one in particular, is how beautiful his or her, Irwin's eyes are. But there is something special with alligators' eyes.
Yeah,
right?
their eyes are really neat. So I'll turn them so maybe you guys can see.
They keep turning at me when you.
They're watching you. Looks like you got a fish on your shirt or something. So alligators. One thing's I never realized this until I started working at the museum, but we get a lot of like pre-K through second graders, and they'll tell you. Are you in second?
Yeah.
So you might have learned this then. One way to identify a predator versus prey is the location of their eyes.
We have a tarantula in our class, which is our class pet. And my teacher never puts her hand under it because she doesn't know if it's going to hurt her or not hurt her.
Yeah. So predators, they often have their eyes just like on top or on the front, like we're a predator because our eyes are just both on the front, whereas your prey are going to have them on the side, so they have a wider view. So these are on top of his head here. They are to the side, but they're on top of his head. And if you look, so these guys, you're going to find them in water and on land, and so they have to have goggles. It's very important that you have your nose plugs and your goggles. Do you go swimming?
Yes.
Do you use nose plugs or goggles or both?
I use whole goggles that color my nose and my eyes.
Perfect. So he has it built in. He doesn't need to go to the Dollar General and get any. Okay? So when he dives underneath the water, his nose, he has basically like a valve, and it'll shut, and so that way he helps him hold his breath. But then his eyes, he has an extra eyelid, and it comes across like a windshield wiper. So we'll see if when we closes his eyes here. Can you close your eyes for me, buddy? You see that kind of clean it? So when he dives underneath though, that eyelid can come across. He'll keep his eye open, but that'll come across and it'll protect his eye because they don't live in these beautiful pristine swimming pools. They live in murky waters where they're nice and very well camouflaged. And so that protects them from anything getting into their eye. It's pretty smart. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So,
absolutely.
My teacher said that if you want to tell a tarantula out, normally if it's a girl, it would be much bigger than the male.
There's a lot of different species that the females are larger than the males. Birds of prey, they're like that.
Snake Discovery has a tarantula, and they put the female and the male together, and things didn't go quite good. The girl kind of ate the boy.
Well, you know, sometimes that happens, I guess, in that natural world. You know, nature's crazy. You never know what to expect.
And then the girl kind of had babies.
That's like the praying mantis. They do the same thing. Yeah, they eat the head off the male, you know.
But the girl ate the whole man.
Maybe she was hungry. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, time flies when we're having fun. We've got a few more minutes. Do you want to show us one more,
Let's
or do you want to? Or we can hang out with Erwin.
Want to do one more?
You want to do one more?
Our last guy here.
Right. I'll unplug you right here.
Is it the last one?
Right.
Yes, it is.
Stella, tell us some of the things that you learned on Snake Discovery. What's your favorite fun fact about reptiles?
So my favorite fun fact is probably they also kind of have turtles. My favorite one is Cheyenne. They have other birds. They have birds and other tortoises. They're really tortoises, but I like to call them turtles because I get confused.
Well, we got to make sure we know about that, right? Because all tortoises are not turtles. Oh, goodness. I'm going to have to write it down. There we go. Okay, who do we have here?
This is Taco the rat snake. So this is a native. We've seen, this is our third native today then. The alligator, the gopher tortoise, and now the rat snake. So this one, a lot of folks see these guys, and they do get mistaken as timber rattlesnakes sometimes just because of their pattern. But they're sneaky and they'll shake their tail here sometimes if they get salty. And that's just a defense mechanism to tell you, hey, I'm not in a good mood. Don't be messing with me.
She has some orange down here.
It's a beautiful color. Yeah. The ones around here we have more of a like a gray or brown tone to it, but this one has that like that red kind of clay color between the scales. Very, very pretty.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How long have you had Taco?
Taco's been with us for a couple years now, not too terribly long. He is a favorite of one of our interpreters, Michaela, so she loves her Taco baby. And he's not a favorite amongst others. They're just like, you just stay over there. So Taco has opinions too, but I think Taco's a great representation of a native snake that we have. Did you start on?
Yeah.
And so he was, you know, when you find these guys, you'll find them, some folks get them on their front porch, you know, because they'll eat eggs, they'll eat birds and things like that, as well as rats and mice.
Do they eat their snake eggs if they lay them?
No, they're not going to eat their snake eggs. But they'll go after like a bird's nest, and so you'll see them climbing trees. Or I've seen photos of them curled up on a wreath on a front door, and they'll startle folks that way. So this would be a great snake to learn how to identify in Alabama, because they are pretty common.
And because once again, they are very important.
Exactly, natural pest control.
Yes.
So has this one ever bit you?
This one has not, no. This one has not, no.
It's making eye contact.
He's staring.
He's making eye contact with you?
Yeah.
He might think you're pretty. He might like you, Stella.
I do have lots of colors.
You have lots of colors.
Do snakes see colors? Do they?
I'm not sure if they see colors. They, not a lot of snakes don't have great vision. It's primarily movement. They're going off of the taste of things.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's so important if you ever handle like a mammal and then you want to wash your hands before you go and touch one of those snakes, because they may mistake you for their food. So it's taste first and then eyesight.
Another defense I have learned on Snake Discovery is snakes like to musk on you. And musk is a word for technically pooping on you. It's their personal defense. That's when they don't want to get on you or something. They're like, say, hey, I don't want to bite you. I'm just going to tell you, try to get away from me.
It's a warning, absolutely.
So I don't bite you.
Absolutely. And we have to listen to those warnings. Well, it is time. Sarah, is there anything that you'd like to tell our viewers about the museum? Any exciting things coming up?
Absolutely. So for our garden friends, we do have our 6th annual Spring Garden Symposium next Thursday. We still have registration open for that. A lot of master gardeners enjoy that one.
Oh, nice.
But we have a 5K coming up. We have the Raptor Run, and it's the first Saturday in April, and it's a 5K. It is a difficult course. Okay.
Right.
And then we have the Dino Dash Fun Run right after it. So that's more of like your 1K, and our kiddos get out there and have a good time with it. So we'd love to have everybody come out and join us for that. It's one of our fundraisers that's coming up. We already have about 80 runners coming, and so we're super excited for it.
Well, good luck to
Probably
that.
won't be there.
Well, but who knows? Well, we thank you so much
Absolutely.
for visiting.
Thanks
And
for having
Stella,
us.
thanks for being here, and just keep learning about all the things that excite you.
Stay
'Cause,
interested.
Yes, definitely. So thank you for tuning in to Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings. We appreciate it. We'll see you back here Monday morning. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there.